Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be going over my third round game from the 7th Lake Erie Go Tournament. If you didn't see the last video, I won my second round game, so I am currently 1-1. My goal is to go even at this tournament, so if I can just win one of my last two rounds, I would have called it a success. My opponent is Mingrui Qian, Tudon, who likes to go by Ray, so I'll just call him Ray. But this was his first tournament. And he was wavering between 3 and 2 dan. So we decided on 2 dan. So just like my first round opponent, was kind of up in the air which rank they should enter as. But since this is, there's a free tournament, it wasn't too serious what they decided on. So I had to give him 3 stones. So I am white. Pincer. Really wide pincer. Putting less pressure on the black stones, but less chance of being counterattacked, because I'm leaving a potential extension at C13. So if black does this sort of thing, if black tries to counterattack, I can still make some sort of comfortable base. But that also means, in turn, if black needs to, black can make a base. Now, black doesn't make a base. Black instead jumps here, and this is the natural move. Or maybe not natural move, but this is the correct follow-up. The idea being, if white does something else, black's going to then lean like this. And the shape here is very strong for black. Very strong for black. And black would be connecting up his upper left to his lower left. So black would be able to get some nice thickness this way. So I play the diagonal. Similarly to black's move, if black does something else, which black does, but let's say black goes somewhere else completely, this would leave room to lean like this. Lean like this, or extend like this. But black took away the extension. And so I push here. Again, black ignored my diagonal, so I'll just push here. Plus, there's Aji of black being able to push and cut at F17, and then when white F18, there's cuts there to get some free exchanges. So that's what I push up, preventing that. Black attaches. Black push up, block, and then just Hane. There's odds. You would like to be able to go here, but yeah, actually, there's bad Aji here if you think that, oh, well, now, if I capture here, black's going to be able to squeeze. But actually, white can just connect. And if black fixes the cut, then white takes the corner anyways. If black takes the corner, black's outside would actually be super weak. And white is settling these stones on the left side. So, and black's corner is not that big. So, white could probably push and cut. But I just kind of saw, oh, well, after this, black's going to take the other side. So I simply just Hane here, but it's probably a little too slack. Black pushes. I'm not sure about the push, because when you push, you make this cut work better for white. If you just don't push at all, one, you could still potentially give these stones up, although you don't want to do that necessarily. But two, just the cut is just less effective for white because you have an extra liberty, so you can play differently. But black pushes, then jumps, and I jump to destroy the shape. Looking at some sort of moves. C13. Oops, black does something else. C13, looking at the potential weaknesses here. So trying to keep black weak there. So black fixes. Shoulder hit. Extend up. Jump. This is all very natural fighting, and then descend. So I'm settling. Black's getting some thickness. Black connects. Extend. This is the strongest move, but of course this leaves Aji when black cuts here. So there is something to be said about just connecting, and now I have no worries about the outside. But this move, B18, puts more pressure on this group. The thing with that, though, is you can see that black's group is pretty solid. It's out in the center. If it gets C13, it's already basically alive. So B18, I'm not sure. I liked it in the game, but you'll see that this cut comes back to be a problem for white. So black stands up, and I jump. Yeah, I should. I'm still fixated on this group, but it's already out, so I should just play in the center. This spot here is not that big. If black takes that, like, it's not big at all. So I shouldn't go here. It does settle my group completely, though, which I like, but it gives black just a chance to go elsewhere, which black does. And I push. Yeah, like, I could just go here. And if black still plays here, I probably wouldn't necessarily do this one. So I could just get another move elsewhere. So, yeah. This gave black Sente to play this kind of move. So I extend, and then pincer. And this is where this cut here at G18 is a big problem for white. Because black can cut there and Sente at any time. There's no way I'm going to let black take the corner, especially after adding an extra stone at B18. Right? I made the cornerstones heavier, so I'm definitely going to save them now. So, yeah. So I got to be careful about that. And in the game, this move felt fine in the game, but because of the weaknesses here, a move a little lighter like this is probably better. Maybe this one, something like this. Again, it's still not easy, but you'll see what happens in the game is something I didn't expect, was the double hane. And after the double hane, it's actually quite tricky for white. Yeah, if I just connect, then black is basically just connected. There's no problems in black shape. If I Atari and let's say connect, when black descends, black is looking to cut here and connect back the stone. If I extend, cut is a big move because it's threatening J16. So if I fix here, black gets to hane, and that just kills. So I have to extend, do something at least. Not sure that's the best move, but then push. Black has this ladder here, and even if I do something like this, if black just gives up the 3, the corner is definitely worth more. So yeah. Well, however black fixes. And black could even continue fighting as well. Like black doesn't need to give up the 3. So yeah. Or just connect. There's lots of ways for black to play here. So yeah, by going here, it's harder for black to find just a direct way to cut white up. So where I should go though is because of this cut, I should pincer like this. There's pincer. This is protecting the cut, and it is forcing black out if black wants to save the stone. So probably should pincer. Cap, double hane. In the game, I cut this way and push here. And the idea with this move is this is a very natural move for black, but it allows me to get this Atari. And if I can get that Atari, say Atari there, connect like this, then black's in trouble. Is what I thought. Because once again, this cut here is Sente. And when black extends, black is pretty much alive. So even this, I didn't even read this far in the game, which shows lack of discipline by me. Yeah, so this doesn't even work for white that well. Yeah, so white probably does Atari and then extend like this. But same thing, black has the ladder, so black can just cut and then extend, and I'm cut off. So just nothing. This was probably the worst move to play, was this one. Yeah. Black cuts though. Then play there. And then this move, yeah. So this move is something I talk about a lot. Whether I'm talking to my students or just my friends, is assuming your opponent's gonna answer. And I was like, yeah, when I go here, they don't want their corner to get sealed in, right? They're gonna answer. They're not gonna they're not going to play a bigger move, right? This is too big. But the timing is so bad here. The timing is so bad because black just ignores. And I have to stand up because I realize, oh, well, whoops. That wasn't a good move. And then black peeps. And this is another, like, oh, I'm so mad about this move. So one, black can simply just cut, right? And then extend. But you can see black actually isn't connected yet. I would be able to cut black with this kind of move. So black needs to just Hane here. And again, this move is difficult for white to answer. Because black is threatening to cut, but also Atariing these two stones. So it's tricky for white. When black goes here, I don't know what it was, but I just instantly connected. Just instantly connected. But this is so bad. Because, again, I can simply go here, and if black cuts, there's no way for black to connect. Now, black can do this one, but this Atari is too big. Right? This is too big. So, yeah. Black cannot connect. So this, out of any move in the tournament, this move was like my biggest like gripe. Like, oh, I can't believe I played that. Because I just answered a peep that wasn't threatening. Wasn't directly threatening. And now when black Hanes, even though black can't cut, black is still getting a base. These two stones are super weak. It's just not great. Yeah, and here I had a chance here as well. So I Hane here again. Oh, black's gonna answer me. But black just blocks. And once black blocks, black is all connected. And now these three stones in the center are very weak. So I should just continue somehow. I'm not sure the technical best way to do this, but imagine some Ataris and then maybe jumping like this. Like, black's shape here is actually very bad. There's a knight's move here. There's a knight's move here. I can actually threaten to attack this group. If black fixes somehow, I can actually attack the upper left. So it was me trying to preserve Sente, or the potential Aji here, I should say. Like, I didn't want to Atari from behind because I wasn't sure if it, was the best thing. So I was trying to preserve that Aji. But when black just takes it away, of course, I had to do something with it then. And another thing to note with this kind of sequence, maybe you can push once more here. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just say for this sake, is black actually cannot cut white. And that is important. So for example, let's say black Hanes, white can simply cut. And if black Atari is here, you can see that black ends up getting cut. If black goes here, white can simply Hane. And again, if black cuts, it's the same thing, just different order. If black connects, white just descends. And once again, just black cannot. Whenever black cuts, it takes away one of his liberties. So it just, nothing works. Yeah. So I'm 100% connected there. I'm 100% connected. So I don't need to worry about any connection there, which was the point of this move. Even though this move doesn't even help with that. So it's just a very, very bad move. Very, very bad move. So black turns and I'm like, okay. And this is how you can tell this was a bad move, is I don't even continue locally. Kind of showing that it was a kind of pass. Because both players actually don't want to continue playing there. So I push Hane and black turns and then play there. And so black actually gives the corner. And during the game, I'm like, yeah, that corner is big. But in reality, this again was not so good for white because I gave black more stones. So I should ask first here, like this. Then if black saves, now when I turn, I've already shown black that, oh, you're going to save the corner? Okay, I'll turn here. Because black hasn't answered me at J17, so black technically is not alive. So I should ask here first. And, maybe black still just takes the center. Something like this. Again, it's a pretty solid. Black doesn't need to play this solidly. But just for example, you can see I'm only giving up 3 stones now. Whereas in the game, I gave up 4 stones. And they are, you might say, oh, they have more Aji now. But they're so deep in black center that there's not that much Aji. And then this take. So again, Ponuki feels good, but now's the time to do something here. Maybe this kind of move. Do something about the center. Because you'll see once black gets this move, black just seals off the entire center. And sure, maybe black can go here, and turn. But even this, one, I can just descend. And sure, black can Atari, but if black wants to save, black needs another stone somewhere. And so I keep most of my corner, I get Sente again. And if black leaves it at this point, treating this as good exchanges, right, I don't know what black does next, maybe here, then of course I can cut later. So I still keep, I can make my corner bigger. So yeah, just not the biggest. It's not the biggest. And I would like to be able to go here, but when black Hanes, because of the stone here, I am unable to Hane back like this. Even if black gives up the 3. Black is taking more. Black is taking more. So white's not even technically alive if this kind of move is Sente-ish. So yeah. But regardless, I need to ignore. Yeah. At least something a little faster. Maybe I gotta play something like this. Just something. Again, Ponuki feels nice, and they say, 30 points in the center of the board, whereas we can see this is not in the center. So it doesn't affect anything else. So black covers. I jump. Black, yeah, and I really like this move. And then I descend. Yeah, so notice how much I'm giving up Sente. And that's one of my biggest things is don't give up Sente. So one, if I'm afraid of this group, maybe make this kind of exchange and then go elsewhere. Just do something else. And so my idea is, okay, well, if black Hanes, and I replay this sequence, well, this is Sente. Right? If I go somewhere else again, black can maybe push is bad, but just for simplicity's sake, black's able to do this. And white is not technically alive. If this sort of thing happens, black can't connect, but black can squeeze out this eye like this. And this is a dead shape. Like so. So black can make a dead shape this way. But even if I just fix like this, sure, black reduced me by a few points. I was able to get a move elsewhere. But I was like, nope, I'm not going to give you that. So let me play a second line Gote move. So in this game, you can just see so much Gote. So much Gote. And black's just able to all of a sudden make a huge bottom and huge center. So yeah, my advice, don't run a tournament and play in it. Unless you want to play like this. Unless you're okay with playing like this. But yeah. So now I gotta do something. Now I gotta do something. Sure, maybe my upper right's big, but I got 10 points on the left and 10 points in the upper left. Probably less than that. So I gotta do something. So I cut here. Even this didn't really help me, although it did create some cuts here. Attach to see how black answers, and then attach here. So I got to do something in the center. So I found a lone stone and attached to it. That's what you should look for if you're trying to invade somewhere. Is look for lone stones and attach to them. It's that should be what your instinct should tell you at least. Because if you play just moves just out in the open, well, black's able to attack it how black wants to. But if you attach somewhere, you're making the fight very local. So if black tries to attack somehow, well, now when you continue, black stone that you attach to is now weaker locally. It has less liberties than the initial invading white stone. So that's why you want to look to attach, just to get some forcing moves. And black Ataris. And the Atari is questionable. The idea for black was black didn't want to see this kind of move, which is threatening to connect back. Even I get this kind of move. But black can just like cut. And yeah, the ladder's not going anywhere. So yeah, if I do this kind of move, then again, the Atari is is not necessary. Like, even if white descends next, like, the Atari is not a necessary move because now black has a peep later here if black needs it. Atarying, though, makes white very solid, and black needed to connect anyway. So if you play A, B, C, just don't make the A, B exchange and just play C is the usual way of going. I play here. This was another one of white's choices to look to invade. Again, maybe not attaching, but you're looking to directly split these two stones. So I was able to get the attachment and then get that probe, if you will, because there's many ways for black to answer. And black bumps, extends, and so I'm getting resemblance of a base there. And then here, like, I could just connect, and I probably should, all things considered, because there's a lot of Aji. In the game, I was like, no, I can't let black get this Hane. But there is a lot of Aji, you know, if I do this, assuming this is Sente. There's a lot of bad Aji with this kind of stuff. Now, I don't think it works directly, right? But there's still Aji there. But I really wanted to destroy that Aji, so I went here. Black cuts, and if I just connect, when black extends, obviously black is gaining. So since black is already fixed here, this stone has lost value at Q6. Like, black could have actually went here first, and now if I try the same sort of thing that happened in the game, black wouldn't go back and then play here, right? Which, that was the end result in the game when black goes there. So black actually, see, he played a bad move here. So black should probably ask first by cutting. Ask first by cutting. Because now I have to go here. And even if black fixes now, again, if I take this somehow, then black gets the big Hane here. Because again, black doesn't need to kill this. The center and the bottom is just so big. So, yeah. So black connects first. So now when black cuts, I can give this up. Sorry. But you can just see what happens is I just lose those 3 stones anyways. And once again, like, I was like, how's black going to answer? Are they going to go here? Are they going to go here? But they play a very strong splitting move. Again, like, I could have played a move like this, and maybe black cuts off the 3 stones. But, like, again, black can't be too aggressive when black has a lot of, I don't know, weaknesses, potential weaknesses, depending on how black plays. I go here like, oh, how's black going to answer? And then I can come back and connect. Nope, black just splits immediately. And so one thing about this game, which does come into play, is black spent a lot more time than white in this game. And so I don't know if they're in Byoyomi yet. Again, the time settings are 30 minutes main time and then 3 30-second overtime. So I don't know if black's quite there yet, but black is getting there. And white, because white is me, I have a ton of time left. So when things start to get really read intensive, black's going to be low on liberties. Or not liberties, low on time. So yeah, that matters. That matters. So push and cut here. See how black answers. They just block. That's fine. And then I finally get my follow-up here. Now here, I Atari'd here, but this allows black to get this Atari, which I captured the 3, but once again, notice I played a B8. This is another reason why B8 is a bad move, because it makes these 3 stones smaller. Imagine all of this happens before I played B8. I wouldn't then come back and play B8. So that's why B8 made these 3 stones smaller, because it's like I'm playing in my own territory. So this is a very easy choice for black to just have them. So that's another reason why B8 was very poorly timed. Now here, I would like to be able to go here, where if black has to Hane and do this, then I'm able to keep most of the corner this way. The problem with that, though, is when I go here, black can descend. Now, of course, I can't let black get this Hane. If I try to Hane here to get some better eye shape like this, black can simply cut and do the tombstone, where all of these moves are sente, and yeah, white runs out of liberties very quick. So this is a good teisuji to know if you're in a liberty-intensive fight. It gets rid of white's liberties. That's the idea. So I can't do that. If I do this one, taking away an inside liberty, black hanes, Atari, connect. Of course, I have 3 liberties, black has much more. So that one doesn't work. The last one to try is this one, but simply black just turns when white blocks. Black blocks here. And once again, I just do not have enough liberties. So yeah, so I can't go this, so I have to just Atari. So I even got this on an even smaller scale. And so black goes elsewhere. And yeah, I didn't answer here, so black gets sente here. And here, I just simply have to hane here. I just simply have to hane here. Now what black can do is Atari like this, and then live with this kind of move. Either way I go, black can live. So I'll do something like this. So black takes points, actual points, and I have to connect with dame, something like this. So black takes points, and I get nothing. So that didn't feel good. So I needed something better. I know I'm behind, so I have to test my opponent, because all the tests that I've given them so far, with moves up top, moves up in the upper right, moves on the left, they've answered perfectly. So I cut. But the cut just simply does not work. Or at least does not work well, I should say. So Atari is the correct first move. All black needs to do next is just connect here, because this is threatening to either capture 2 stones or cut off the, 8 stones here. So if black goes this way, or white goes this way, Atari, oops, sorry, white can't go there, descend, and now black has cut off white. This would of course be a success for black. It doesn't help to go here, because descending for black still threatens to capture. So even if I descend, even if I can connect like this, obviously a success for black. In sente even, because there's bad aji in the corner. So yeah, and black could even choose here at this point to fight some ko here as well. What's the best way? Let me just here. Black could even choose to fight a ko, because again, this is a flower ko. White's the one who loses a lot here. So this one depends on ko threats though. The game though, yeah, because my opponent's running low on time, black goes here, which is the way that lets white get all the right sides. So you can see it's a big difference. Big difference. And then black fixes there. Yep, there is some weakness there, so black just fixes. And then hane. Black attaches. And there's one last chance for white, and it's here. And the whole idea with this move is, once I get b3, black, this is taking away black space, and so this move is threatening to cut black and make some sort of semi-eye. And the aji here is actually pretty, black has to be very careful. And again, black is at this point definitely running low on time, definitely in byoyomi or approaching byoyomi. So black needs to make sure black does everything well here. Yeah, so black starts there. Yes, black starts there, and there's so many different ways to do this, of course, but I believe black, yeah, so if black goes here, which might be your first instinct, if white just double hanes, black connects, and yeah, white's most likely still dead. I believe white can double peep like this, and if black goes here, well, now white's actually threatening to cut here, and then white can capture. Problem is though, black can go here, and even though white can double Atari here, it doesn't matter when black does this, because black can connect either way. Even black can just Atari this way. And white can't descend, because of course white runs out of liberties. So I think black should go to m2, even though there is this Aji. So it's one of those times where, sure, even though white can double Atari, it doesn't matter. So I think black should Hane there. Black bumps here, though, and this... And once again, I was trying to preserve this Aji, so I could go here, but it turns out black could have simply just go here. Because again, during the game, I was like, oh yeah, this peep here at O2, it just works. It just works, but it does not. Hane, play there, Atari. Being able to get O2 or O1 is very big because it starts to set up some, let's say, co-shape. Like if black cuts, it's setting up M1. Of course, right now it doesn't work, but getting that Atari is huge. Yeah. So Hane, and then black clamps, So I don't think the clamp is a bad move, but yeah, clamp. When white stands up. Yeah. So the first instinct, at least my first instinct, is to clamp this way, actually. And we can assume, we'll just assume white gets this in Sente. Again, this might not be Sente. Maybe black can just win the semi. But after this, like, do this one. Black pokes there. Oh, sorry, Atari's first. And then pokes like this. Yeah, white should just be dead here, right? Yeah. White just does not have enough space. White descends, you can poke here, and then throw in. Yeah, and that's white's best. That's white's best chance. So I think clamping on this side is the better side. Again, I can't go any other way because black's so strong here. So I cannot refute any sort of attack black does. Like black goes here, I can't cut because black can cut there. So yeah, so if black clamps there, I don't see a way for white to live. Black clamps there, which should still be okay. So again, if I go here, it'll be the same thing. Yeah. Just in a different order, like this. So I try to do something different with this move. Once again, though, I believe if black stands up, yeah, so because this is, I'm now threatening to capture, black needs to actually play an extra move on the outside, maybe this one. And now that should be enough space for white to live, or at least a ko, like this. So, yeah, that's why clamp, black descended. And I have to go here. And then black cuts, and then here. So, yeah, so this is what happened in the game. And once I was reading, and it was like, oh, I'm just dead still. Because black cuts. This, again, just squeeze to get rid of an eye there. But then black does something strange. Black just plays F2, and at this point, black's definitely in Byoyomi, I need to mention. Which just allows me to block at L2 and make an eye at M2. So what could black have done? Black could have went here. This is 100% Sente. And, as we know, the shape here is a dead shape. So now when black blocks, white is just dead. Yeah, white is just dead. If white hanes like this and black just takes away outside liberties. Now, when white Atari's here, what you don't want to do is connect and say, okay, well, white still needs to take. Yeah, because you can see you would give me out like this. So, after this Atari, you just throw in, and white is still dead, even though white can take here. That's the false eye. So, if I go here, same thing, just throw in now. And it's a dead shape. And if white dies, obviously black wins this game. So yeah, it was weird. Like this felt so natural to go here. But when black goes here, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, like that's not a dead shape anymore. So yeah, and even worse is I believe black ends in gote. Yeah, black blocks from the outside, which is a big move, but that's not sente yet. So I could go elsewhere. So cut and then descend. This is actually huge because this is threatening to connect in a monkey jump. So sente. Yeah, double hane, probably a little too much. Yeah, the idea was actually, even though black can double Atari, after I connect here, black can't cut me, because if black cuts, I can actually fill back in. So if black has to take, even though black took, I am actually taking out more points. So that was the point of this move, but like black just Ataris this way, and that just doesn't do much. So yeah, my idea was I didn't want black to be able to capture here in sente, so I can just go here then. I can just do this one, and it's fine. Black needs to answer because the hane is now too big. So unnecessary double hane. That's fine. Play there. That's sente. And play there. Yep. So now we're in endgame. But after white lived at the bottom, black just has too much of a deficit, because you can see black has the center still, but that's all black has really. So yeah, now it's just endgame. So yeah, it was a case of white was actually making much more mistakes than black, but black ran into time trouble because of it. And once the big fight at the bottom happened, even on the right side, black didn't have enough time to read everything out. So that's why time management is so important, and especially in these kind of ranked games. So yeah, the end result for this game was 21.5, I believe. It was somewhere in the 20s, low 20s. But yeah, kind of like my game against the Wondon. Like my opponent actually made probably less mistakes than me, but it was either I made more mistakes, but my opponent made the last big mistake, or just the biggest mistake overall. So yeah, so my opponents have played pretty well. Just I've been able to just get some Aji in places and kind of just get some lucky moves. But yeah, so I won this game. So I was 2-1 at this point, so I was already happy with my result from the tournament. I'm running the tournament, can't expect to be playing 100%, so I'll just take 2 wins. 2 wins, 2 losses. Just go even. It's good enough for me. So I was already pretty pleased with not necessarily how I was playing, to be fair, but just my record overall. So yeah, if you have any questions about this game, please let me know in the comments, and look forward to the final round game in the next video. Thank you all for watching.